this design was more come up with iteratively, you know. A lot of the features came up when I was trying to implement collision detection myself. We didn't use a physics engine or anything for it, and I encountered a whole heap of bugs. And from those bugs came the runners, because you'd strike a tile and you'd teleport around and all of that. So over time what evolved was the tiles in their present form. This project took us really about, probably not much longer than 3 weeks to make. It'd be very, very easy to make another side-scroller equivalent. I guess the probably the single hardest thing to actually do was collision detection. I can't think I can stress that enough. There are a lot of tutorials on the web that try and propose that they know, or at least they try and propose their particular methods, and some of them are quite incoherent. So trying to find some tutorials that were useful, I had to straddle a whole number of different resources from pretty much everywhere, just to get a tile map collision system, but what came out was flawless. When people die in this game, there was no argument that they had died or not. The argument was more of that it was a little unfair, which is what we were going for. Those few people who play I Want to Be the Guy will know what I mean by creating games that are a bit unfair for the hardcore gamer. And since there are only 15 levels, if we made the levels too easy, people would play through the game in 5-10 minutes or something like that, and then that'd sort of be the end of it. The game actually did implement save point, checkpoint features. I gave them there to my level designer. He didn't want to give them to the player because he felt it would make things too easy for them. He also suggested too that save points would almost be unjustified in a game that was this small, and so I do believe in retrospect he was right, despite the people who complained that they were pulled out. I guess maybe I'd have an easy mode and a hard mode. I guess maybe reducing the player's collision frame, at least as far as death is concerned, would probably be a bit kinder. But let's see if we can do this. Must try and concentrate and focus. Another death could draw the video on for another few minutes, which I'm certain would deprive many of you to see the beautiful content that we put together for the game. Alright, now this introduces some much longer jumps and far more spikes. You require a double jump to get over each of these. That's for sure. Now you'll notice that the backgrounds here don't tile particularly well. You might wonder why that is. Well, this was a video designed to be the actual project submission we made as a student, so I didn't really want to make any alterations to it so that you could see the natural state that it was in when we developed it, in the hopes that if we do develop a later version, people will be able to see the transition. Now this level is a large tower. Tower level is very difficult indeed. It'll require a lot of concentration, so I'd best be quiet for just a brief period while I try and solve it, because it's very hard. See, the opening challenge is probably the hardest part to get around. It's a very carefully timed jump. As you can see, it's very, very easy to die over here.